Welcome back to Conversations. We're talking with Jill West. She's the author of this wonderful book. You can't miss it, 400 Moms, and it's all about what nutritionists are feeding their kids. And I have to say, Jill, after reading it, I didn't feel nearly so bad about myself. Moms carry a lot of guilt, and I got to hear a little bit from you, too, that not everybody loves the question, what's for dinner tonight, Mom? You know, you'd think that's a Norman Rockwell moment, and instead,
I still ask that question once in a while.
Oh, but it puts so much pressure.
I'm
It's
sure
just
it
like,
does.
oh, that's awful. I hate that question.
I can so relate.
I'm sure that's a very tough question to hear from your kids or family.
Let's talk about what's for dinner. That is a stressor for so many people, and if you've got different tastes in the house, what do you do? How do you make sure that what appears to be the most important meal of the day, it's probably still breakfast, but what do you do?
Yeah, it's a great question. And when I surveyed over 400 moms, they had some great ideas. The number one quick, healthy dinner they serve their kids is pasta. The second one, surprisingly, was sandwiches. But it makes sense. But even before that, I just have to say I have a confession to make, and that is that I really don't like to cook. And everybody thinks...
Well, but you'd think, you're a registered dietitian, so we don't have to love that either?
That 5:30 rolls around and my kids are saying, so Mom, what's for dinner? I'm like, I don't know yet.
She feels like I do.
Is it because you're overwhelmed with you don't have enough options or ideas for cooking?
Actually, it's because it hasn't even registered yet for me. Long day, after school activities, getting home, it's like, oh, it's time to cook dinner. Oh, good.
Yeah.
What's
so
for dinner?
It's a scheduling issue then.
It's a scheduling issue. And then 6:15 rolls around and they've gotten better at how they ask. It's, what time do you think dinner will be ready? And that's code language for, I'm starving.
Yeah.
How soon will dinner be on the table?
Yeah.
So I'm what you call a quick cook to feed.
Yeah.
How do I get a meal on the table quickly? So what I learned is nutrition experts are the same way. If they're serving sandwiches, which I can't say that one's a common one for me, but my number one tip for moms around dinner is what I call the healthy plate. And I have a picture of it in the book that what you're aiming for, what you're visualizing is half the plate starch and protein and the other half fruits and vegetables. So a sandwich covers that half, right?
Sure does, yeah.
And then I slice up an apple, I throw some baby carrots on, and I serve a glass of non-fat or 1% milk, and you've got a really healthy meal.
Okay.
Another example might be I have a pizza bagel recipe. So if you've got bagels in the freezer, cut them in half, you thaw them, cut them in half, put pasta sauce on, mozzarella cheese, put them under the broiler. Again, wash some grapes, cucumbers
That's easy
and
and
carrots
fast.
and glass
Sounds like
of
you're
milk.
just keeping it simple, which is actually what a lot of chefs do. Professional chefs,
Yeah.
if you ask them what they cook at home, like, I cook all day long. I usually just pour a bowl of cereal or some oatmeal. I keep it simple.
Right, and funny thing, breakfast foods was one of the top 5 dinners that nutrition experts feed their kids. You've got eggs and toast, there's half.
I love
Fruit and
that
vegetable.
because I don't have time in the morning to do the breakfast, but a real fun, good breakfast at night, it's fun.
But
Exactly.
does that usually cut it though?